Says no one has done it this year quite like driver number 1, Jamie McMurray, as he has won the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400. Only 3 drivers have done it, and now Jamie McMurray's name goes on that list.
I mean, I just seem to be a lot more comfortable at EGR than my years at Roush. That was a tough place to fit into. It's such a big organization, and you know, they have so many great race car drivers over there that it's kind of hard to find your place. And I think coming back here, you know, they build really fast cars, and it's just it's a lot different environment. So, you know, I've gotten this great opportunity to come back to EGR and just trying to make the most of it.
McMurray off turn 4 for the final time.
You got it, man. We won.
McMurray will get it. His first time out with Earnhardt Ganassi Racing. He will win the 52nd running of the Daytona 500.
Oh, my God. Dude, I am worn out. That was so awesome.
To be where I was last year, and for Johnny Morris and Chip and Felix,
How about that?
NASCAR shops to take a chance on me and let me come back, it means a lot to me. What a way to pay them back.
Jamie McMurray began the 2010 season on familiar ground and with a renewed purpose, which immediately paid dividends.
I can't believe you just won the Daytona 500.
But since then, McMurray's season has been inconsistent at best.
There is trouble in turns 3 and 4.
Jamie McMurray had nowhere to go, neither did a Truex.
Wrecks, bad luck, and some dismal finishes have kept the one car at bay.
Just hugged me down, get in the corner. I got loose underneath him. Torn up really bad. Come down pit road for sure.
Averaging an 18th place finish, McMurray is 16th in points, 151 away from chase contention, and needs a hot streak over the next 6 races to muscle his way up to the promised land.
Jamie McMurray has brought the McDonald's Chevrolet in right front flat tire again. A bad day just got a little tougher for that team.
Yet, he leads the series in poles and has been there at the end at NASCAR's biggest races.
Dig hard, dig hard.
With second place finishes at Talladega, the Southern 500 at Darlington,
Nice race there, Bono. Great way to call it. Good job with the pits all day, guys.
and the 600-mile marathon at Charlotte.
I don't think that Chip Ganassi will be too disappointed with the effort of McMurray tonight. His car has run so well, led the race. Pretty impressive.
And a triumphant return to victory lane at the legendary Brickyard.
McMurray started the year winning the Daytona 500. Today, he wins the 2010 Brickyard 400 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, giving Chip Ganassi a clean sweep of Indianapolis and the triple crown of motorsports, the Daytona 500, the Indianapolis 500, and today, the Brickyard 400.
This time last season, a lot of people were wondering if Jamie McMurray was even going to have a ride in the Sprint Cup Series, but look at what he's done this season. 2 wins, 3 poles, 7 top 10 finishes, a lot of laps led, but the 2 most important laps he led were the final lap of the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400. Let's go back to Wendy Venturini.
Thank you, Johnny, the 3rd driver to win the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400. Very cool, Jamie. I know you've had a busy week because you went straight into testing on Monday. Have you had any time? I asked the same question to Bono, your crew chief. Had any time to kind of revel in the moment and celebrate it all?
A little bit. After we tested at Road Atlanta on Monday, Bono and I actually stopped by a little restaurant on the way to our house and hung out and had a beer, and it was fun to have all the people come up to the restaurant, you know, in there and congratulate us. So maybe a little bit, but I think that for me, the celebration is obviously in victory lane, and then I think it's looking back like after the season's over and everything, and just, I don't know, spending time with your family at Thanksgiving or Christmas and talking to them. I think that's when it'll really be like exciting.
All right, here we are. We're 6 races to this chase cutoff. Take a deep sigh. I just saw you do that. What are your chances for this chase? Because this puts you 16th in points, 151 out.
I haven't really paid attention this week to points, and I've worked really hard if I got on the internet and there was something about points not to read that and to not even really pay attention to how many points out I am or who I am racing. This has been a really tough track for us, and I thought qualifying went really well. in race trim, our car, we could either make it pretty quick and drive really bad, or they made it really comfortable and they didn't seem to have the speed. So I told them I wanted to be comfortable today, and I thought that would pay off as the tires wore out. So this is the weekend for us to get through. I feel like the other races we should be fine.
All right, well, ignore the numbers I just gave you. Pay no attention to them. So when the race gets underway finally with this weather today, what are you expecting when the green flag drops?
Well, it just looked to me like the guys that were fast in happy hour were really loose and kind of out of control. And I had that here last time, and I couldn't race with anybody. I could run for about 10 laps, and then I would either get passed, or if I could catch somebody, I couldn't pass them because my car was so out of control. So we have set our car up quite a bit tighter and made it a lot more comfortable to drive. And I don't know that it'll be good for the first 8 or 10 laps, but we hope that if we get some long runs, it should be we'd be better.
Well, good luck to you, and it's the same thing I heard from a lot of drivers in practice. So you're right on cue. Jamie McMurray hoping to make it 2 weeks in a row here at Pocono.